Hi guys, Al DeMarco here along with Steve Boot. And listen, there's something here at the site that you've probably looked at thousands of times, but I'll bet you most of you haven't clicked on it yet, and you're missing a great way to save money and get the best bets of the top handicappers at a discounted rate. And that is the Flexi Pass. And it's kind of unique. I think it's the only thing in this business that gives you an option of jumping from handicapper to handicapper, trying to catch the wave, to try to catch the big play as they come out. Because with the Flexi Pass, guys, you don't have to make a long-term commitment to any one handicapper. Instead, let's say you buy a 2-handicapper, 7-day handicapper Flexi Pass. You get to choose each one of those days which 2 handicappers you want the plays of. So today, for example, they might want my play and your play, maybe my play and Craig Davis's play. It's your option, but you're locked in at the price. You save a lot of money.
I remember when I came up with this concept like 6 years ago, I was in Disney World at the time, and they offered me that, well, Flexi Pass to be able to go, a park hopper they called it, from one park to the other, see the fireworks at this park, see the parade at this park. And that's when it dawned on me, this would be perfect for our business. Because in our business, the cappers, like the players themselves, are all very streaky. And that's why trusting the site is so important. And the fact that you can trust our records is so important. If you buy one handicapper for 30 days, well, he's going to go up, he's going to go down, and you're going to ride along with him. If you buy that same Flexi Pass for 30 days, you get to determine every day who you follow, so you can always follow the hot guy. It's a great strategy for winning.
And you can buy for 1 handicapper, 2, 3, 4 handicappers. You can buy the 1 handicapper 30-day Flexi Pass, and 30 days you can make a change of handicappers every single day. I'll tell you what a lot of guys do. They do make a commitment to one particular handicapper because, yes, everybody's streaky, but over the long term they produce a profit. But they buy a committed package from one guy, a 30-day package.
Usually right after he's hot.
Right, exactly. And they'll ride him, but then they come in and they use the Flexi Pass to cherry pick for other big plays. And here's the beautiful thing. If your play's $99 or if my play is $79, it has no effect on the Flexi Pass, guys. You're locked in at a huge discounted rate, and it doesn't matter how much the price of the individual play is that you're purchasing.
It gives you, the player, the flexibility within our system to be able to win.
So check it out, the Flexi Pass, all the details, click on the link, and you'll get it. Win money, save money at the same time. Good luck, everyone. Welcome back, everyone, to the Countdown to Kickoff show. Al DeMarco along with Steve Buden. As always, every Sunday, we are joined direct from Atlanta via Skype video conference by handicapper Trace Adams. Trace, another winning Sunday last week, his 5th straight winning Sunday as he cashed in with his best bet on Houston. Also, his pay after you win plays, 31 out of 43, as he scored last Sunday with San Francisco, and then came back Monday with the over in Chicago, Philly. Also hit with Chicago. I hate you for that. After
if
I
I was still a bookmaker and he was my customer, he's done.
Yeah,
he's out.
That's it.
I've seen enough.
Exactly.
White flag.
Hey, Trace, welcome to the show. Let's get right to it. First game we've got going here today is the next one on the board, Jacksonville and Indianapolis. Jaguars are 3-point road favorite in this one against winless Indy. Total at 38 points. Which way do you go in this one?
Oh, let's stay with the total here and go under. I think these guys can play until Tuesday and not top the total. Jaguars 7 of 8 under this year. They haven't topped 20 points all year long. In 6 of their 8 games, they've been held to 14 points or less. Meanwhile, the Colts have been under in their last pair, and they've scored a total of 41 points in their last 4 games combined. I just don't see the offense here. I'm staying low with Jacksonville and Indianapolis to go under the total.
I can certainly see why he's going that direction. I mean, this to me is the who cares game of the week. I mean, 38 points. Blaine Gabbert, the Jacksonville quarterback, 44% completions, averaging 130 yards passing a game the last 4 games. This is a dog game. I just don't know which way to go. I mean, if I had to take a side, I guess I'd go with Jacksonville, but I just as probably much tend to go with the under as well if you put a gun to my head.
Yeah, I think this will be 3-2 top of the 8th. I'm going under as well.
Okay, little better matchup here in the next one. Dallas at home did not look impressive against Seattle last week, failing to cover the 11, winning only by 10 against the Seahawks. Buffalo, of course, came back to reality last week. The Jets delivering a butt whipping on the Bills' home field. Can the Bills rebound here, or is Dallas to play at a pretty cheap price at 5.5?
I say the Bills rebound in this one, guys. I really think, obviously, Buffalo missed their chance last week at home against the Jets. But you know what? They've been perfect this year as an underdog. They've covered all 4 tries in the dog roll. And like you said, Dallas, not too impressive last week against Seattle. You take a look at their numbers. They've usually been inflated at home. They failed 8 of their last 10 as the home favorite. And I think Buffalo's getting just enough here to sneak inside the number. And you also remember this. Hey, Chan Gailey used to coach for Jerry Jones back in the late 90s, so kind of a special game for him, a little bit of an intangible there. And I'll say Buffalo plus the points to cover the number against the Cowboys in this one.
Now, see, you brought up a very good point about usually the Cowboys have an inflated number at home, but because, in my way of looking at this game, because Dallas played so poorly at home last week against Seattle, I think this is a pretty cheap price. And because Buffalo, of course, didn't look well, but because they played very well as a dog this season, I think this is a good price to take the Cowboys minus the 5.5. The biggest thing about the Bills is they have no defense. Put aside that 10-sack game they had of John Beck and the Redskins a couple of weeks ago. They do not rush the quarterback well. They are not particularly adept at stopping the run. DeMarco Murray has really excelled. You know, he had that breakout 252-yard performance, or 253 against St. Louis. Then in the loss at Philadelphia, you know, they couldn't run the ball because they were down big, but he still had like 80-some yards on 7 or 8 carries. Last week, another big game, 22 carries, 139 yards, 4 catches, 47 yards. I think he brings a whole new element to this Dallas offense. And if Troy Aikman's not being pressured, I think he's going to have all day to beat up this Bills secondary.
Well, not Troy Aikman, but...
Troy Aikman. Well, you know, but the way
he is pressured. And by the way, he hates Tony Romo. He hates everybody but himself. If you ever see Troy Aikman do a game, he always compares everyone to himself, and he's always better than everyone else.
Well, and the way Tony Romo has played sometimes this year, you wish it was Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman right
the
now
Cowboys.
would be better than Tony Romo.
But I go the opposite way, Trace, and I like the Cowboys in this one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that the Jets laid out the blueprint last week on how to defensively stop the Bills in their tracks. I think Rob Ryan will follow Rex Ryan very closely, and I think Dallas will shut them down as well and get this win and cover.
Hey, remember last year, you know, when Rob Ryan was coaching the Cleveland defense, a far less talented defense, held the Bills to 13 points, one of their lowest scoring games of the season. So we differ on that one. We are joined, as usual, every Sunday here by Trace Adams, one of our top handicappers.
And hottest handicappers.
Yes, 5 straight winning Sundays and 31 out of 43 with his pay after you win plays, and we'll talk more about that in just a moment. Last game we want to delve into is the next one on the card, Houston and Tampa Bay. We've got about 2 minutes to break this one down. Boy, I'll tell you what, the Texans are playing good, and they're getting it done with defense.
Yeah, the Texans have really treated me well last week, and that was my big 1,500-star winner. But I'm going to buck them this week. They've got the 3-game winning streak, 2 of those wins at home, and it was against Jacksonville and Cleveland. So I don't put much stock in those 2 victories. Now going on the road against a desperate Tampa Bay team, and I mean they are desperate here. And Tampa Bay knows Atlanta and New Orleans are playing. They've got a chance to make ground up on someone. I'm going to look for Tampa to rebound. I'll take the points here with the home underdog and go with the Buccaneers. Remember, they're 3-1 in their true home games this year. So let's go with the Buccaneers in this one plus the points.
Well, I mean, that's certainly the positive. The negative would be that they're 5-17 in their last 22 games at home against the spread. They've only covered 3 of their last 15 as a home dog as well. And yet, I kind of tend to agree with them because, you know, Tampa Bay has already upset Atlanta and New Orleans at home this year.
They remind me of Forrest Gump's box of chocolates. You never really know what you're going to get with them. For me, I look at this line at 3.5, and everything inside of me tells me that this line should be 6. It shouldn't be 3.5. What is going on here? This has got to be a trap. I'm going to take Tampa Bay, just like Trace said. He's the hot one out of this group.
Only word of caution is that Tampa has no pass rush. You know, this team only has 12 sacks on the year, so Matt Schaub could have a big game. And, of course, Foster and Tate have been having an outstanding season combined, running the ball. Trace, again, 31 out of 43 pay after you win plays. I think it's very important to point out that if you don't win, nobody pays.
Exactly. And, I mean, that's the bottom line. End of discussion there. And 31 out of 43 speaks for itself, for sure.
And, of course, last Sunday it was San Francisco. Monday night was Chicago, Philly over. So check it out. Trace Adams joining us every Sunday. Thanks, Trace. Guys, listen, the next segment of the show, we are going to continue to break down your games here from a point spread perspective, plus all the details on how you can win $300 of my money playing fantasy football through draftstreet.com. You've got a few hours left to finalize your roster. We will be returning in just a moment here on the Countdown to Kickoff show.